All right, guys, welcome back to the World Championship Series Challenger Group G. My name is Kyle Laris, alongside Targa once again, here for what could be the final game for one of these two players. In fact, we can jump in right away, as we do have Mr. Bischu and FireCake facing off against one another. Best of 3. The loser will be eliminated completely from Challenger, whilst the victor guarantees himself at least a Challenger spot, or gets himself a Premier spot. So we shall see. As we have FireCake spawning down to the bottom left as our red Zergi. And spawning up to the top right, we have Bischu spawning as our yellow Protoss.
Do you know if the winner of this match is guaranteed any money?
If they're in Challenger, then yeah. But I can't quite remember the exact values.
So it's like $50?
It's a lot smaller than Premier.
Yeah.
So I think even if you finish in that very bottom spot as a Challenger player, you still get a little bit.
No, I'm not sure about that. I think you just get the WCS points.
I'll check that afterwards.
Yeah.
But for Bischu, going into this game, actually in Heart of the Swarm, his PVZ is pretty good. He currently holds a 67% win ratio in maps, 22-11. And then in series, I think he's 9-4, so like a 69 win% ratio. But one of those series that he lost was against you.
Yeah. Well, I have the... I'm fortunate enough to have played him a few times.
Unfortunate?
No, fortunate.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I heard that completely wrong.
I knew how he played. And he's a very predictable player. I mean, he has a few different strategies, but the essence of all his builds are they're very all-in-ish. They're very slow all-ins. Unless you've seen it before, you'll never be able to predict what he's doing.
Ah.
And I think the NESL casters coined him as the Bischu build, or his build as that at least. Like I said it earlier as well, I think most of his builds are really stupid. And I'm always surprised when he beats good players, but
he makes it work somehow.
He makes it work, and that's what matters. Like, if you can proxy 2x every game and win DreamHack, you're a DreamHack champion and you won a lot of money, so it would be worth it.
Yeah, and actually, fully enough, now that you bring up DreamHack, not only was your victory against him at DreamHack, but also the majority of Bischu's road throughout the recent DreamHack was PVZ. So he's technically had a lot of experience with it, and took series that you mentioned previously off people like Snoot and Xenio. So he has a lot of room here to beat FireCake, but FireCake could certainly upset. Yeah,
FireCake is already... His hatchery is already up. He's also mining gas, so he's most likely going to pull the drones out of gas when he reaches 100, so he can start his speed for his circlings. Bischu was trying to scout. He was denied, but he saw that there was creep at the natural, so he knows that there's a second base.
And there's a mega fast Twilight Council on the way here, Targa.
And I don't think this will be Blinkstalkers. This should be DTs.
Yep.
Going blink like this, it can work if your opponent doesn't see it. But guess what? FireCake gets the perfect scout with his Overlord. Sees the Twilight. Bischu hasn't... Okay, so he's actually going for a blink. Now, FireCake should probably send this Overlord in again and see if it's upgrading.
An interesting thing is actually, I'm pretty sure I've seen a blink build this quickly against Zergs.
Feast did it against me.
Yeah, I think...
On this map.
I think I've seen it from Feast before, yeah.
But Feast was a bit smarter with how he placed his Twilight. Like, I scouted the Twilight very late.
Yeah.
This is like the Overlord that FireCake had. This is like a very normal spot for an Overlord. Like placing the Twilight here, I mean, it's a bit silly. And for some reason, FireCake is actually making a lot of spores. So he thinks it's DTs. So I guess this kind of worked in favor for Bischu then.
In fact, 2 spores in exactly the same location. I guess he wants to transfer one of those over to the third at some point or another. But now with that, gets a good scout off, sees the spores in fact. So Bischu knows that he's done a little bit of indirect damage at least.
Yeah. He also saw that FireCake had some units out on the map. So I'm not sure if he should commit to this, but Bischu's economy, like they're almost on the same amount of harvesters at the moment. 39. Okay, now they're on the same amount. So this is going very well for Bischu. I don't think he's gonna like. This is not an all-in. This is probably just a pressure. He's gonna force FireCake to make a lot of units. FireCake is he sees it with his Overlord, and Bischu also spots the Overlord.
It is a lot of pressure that you can actually apply with this, though. Yeah. Considering Blink's gonna finish up in just a second, and it's only on 3 gateways, so 3-gate Blink aggression here from Bischu to try and deal crippling damage to the 3rd base, I would assume.
I really wish that he had a Robo and a Forge at home. Because right now he can snipe the 3rd base hatchery and then just TP home. Yeah. But the problem will be the counterattack. FireCake just now started morphing his lair, so he's obviously not going to have speed or anything very soon. But he also won't have enough units to stop this.
Yeah, and with that now, Bischu is going to get that 3rd base kill. He's getting one up to the top left, and meanwhile, FireCake is spreading his creep elsewhere. So good choices by FireCake to, well, not really defend that, but just consolidate his losses and go elsewhere. Now Bischu, though, he could go into the main here.
Yeah, he could. I think he should as well.
Yeah. Ooh, but all the roaches getting split up. And he doesn't have any defensive blinks anymore. And if he blinks onto the low ground, that could be a bit sketchy. But he does just go for the straight engagement with these roaches that have been split up here. Good defensive blinks now that it's off cooldown once again. And that Queen is not actually hitting this, so he can easily recall out.
Good decision by Bischu. And now you can see the Forge, 2 Forges being built actually. And a Robo, and a DT Shrine, so he's going for everything. But not 3rd base.
Wow. Well, Neoplanet S, kind of hard for the Protoss to end up getting that 3rd base, but, you know, just keep it on those 2 bases and keep going with all the tech decisions that he wants to. Could work out. Yeah,
and Bischu's doing a good job with the scouting. He's been sending hallucinated phoenixes everywhere, so he knows exactly what FireCake is doing. And if you take a quick look at the income graph, or the income bar.
Yeah, Mr. Bischu here, just a little bit up, but...
Yeah. he's also 13 workers ahead.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Where is that 3rd base when you want it? But still, at the same time, there are quite a few units actually produced here from FireCake. 46 army supply to 33. So Bischu wants to just be a little bit careful about when he's going to take that 3rd base, but he's playing this really nicely, considering the map.
Yeah, he's doing the correct thing, I guess. If he had taken a 3rd base, then FireCake could have easily killed it. So that would have been a trade that Bischu wouldn't want. Now he's going to take a very safe 3rd base. He's getting out some Immortals. He already has one out. FireCake is trying to scout it. Now he's also sending in an Overseer. And finally, he's going to see the Dark Shrine that was just finished.
So that will give him heads up as to what's actually going to occur. If it does, though, Bischu will be walling off his 3rd location here. But there's no actual DCs warped in just yet, so...
Nope. But it forces FireCake to play a bit more defensive. Like he morphs in an Overseer, and he's just walking in between his bases at the moment. I guess the best thing would be to split, like send a few roaches at every base, just to be safe. Now there's 3 DTs working their way to FireCake's 3rd base. And at the same time, FireCake is standing outside Bischu's base. So this is going to do some damage.
With that now, these 3 DTs going to take out that Spar Crawler very, very quickly there and start going to work on this hatchery. And now, actually, he doesn't have an Overseer here, so those 3 DTs could kill this off. He's trying to hold position around this hatchery.
Oh, he's going to get it?
He pushed one of them away. He pushed the second one away. Does he push the third? He does! Oh, he bought so much time. What great control there from FireCake. That would have died if he hadn't have made those moves.
Yeah, that was well done by FireCake. But now the issue is he needs to do some damage. Like his army is not that good. Oh, let's see.
Well, we will.
Force field.
Yeah, he has to.
Great force fields.
Good force fields. One of the Immortals gets sealed out there, so it does get picked off very, very quickly. Meanwhile, though, FireCake's just going to try and split up the rest of his army. The force fields might actually work against him if he actually splits up everything. Oh, but a recall straight to the Nexus from that location.
Oh, and he's going to save the Colossus. FireCake, he can snipe the Colossus if he macros this.
Yeah, those roaches at the back certainly could kill it off.
Finally, he targets it, but it's too late.
Yeah. And now the roach is trying to flood in at the front once again, but it's not enough. Wow, weird decisions, but in the end, makes it work out there for Bischu.
Yeah.
His 3rd base might get a bit ransacked, though.
Yeah, it should be killed.
All right, so that's going to go down. Income will favor FireCake for just a little bit here, thanks to the fact that he did save his expansion. A lot of probes going to die off as well. And unfortunately for Bischu, he can't save any of that because his army just wasn't big enough to really help that out.
Yeah, but there's another thing that's worth mentioning. Roachling is not really good against a lot of sentries, immortals, and colossus. It's going to die very easily. Bischu is also ahead on upgrades. FireCake is not upgrading anything. He's just now getting ventral stacks for some reason. He doesn't even have the overlord speed. So maybe he wants to try some...
Look at this.
Okay.
It's 2 Dark Templars.
Are they going to get it?
They were trying to sneak in from the south. Is he going to try and hold position once again? No, it's not going to be enough. The hatcher goes down. But the macro hatch will save him.
No, but that's a huge pickoff.
Yeah, that is.
Where's your overseer? Okay, there it is.
Moved away.
Yeah, so he's going to lose the queen as well.
Yeah, that's going to...
Will he? No, okay. So he finally started controlling his army. But one of the DTs gets away.
Yeah, not too bad there by Bischu. Blow for blow here in this first game, as he's trying to get himself that third base back up and running, and he does have quite a strong army now. Not only that, but also his upgrades are going to be considerably stronger than FireCake's, that is currently sitting at no upgrades. He had an evolution chamber down, but hasn't done anything with it just yet.
Yeah,
there we go.
I'm really wondering what he wants to achieve with the drops. Because drop play on this map as a Zerg is not that strong unless you go for a Baneling Nest, which he's doing. So maybe he wants to drop on top of Bischu's army while he's fighting. Because that's like the only option he can do at the moment. As I said, I've already said it a few times, his army is not good at all against what Bischu is doing. Now Bischu is also moving out and clearing up some of the creep, which makes it much easier for him to take a fight.
And even still, these zealots actually hanging around for Bischu down to the 4th location base of FireCake. So this base is going to be denied, and I mean, FireCake needs all the economy he can get, unless he just... I mean, this is his last-ditch effort. This has to kill Bischu here.
And Bischu's not going to know about it. He sends out the Phoenix.
Whoa, but he sees it with his
he also saw it with his observer. Okay, so he should be positioning his army. He's not doing a good job at the moment. If he fights like this, he's going to lose everything.
Oh, jeez. Well, loses one overlord
so he
already.
snipes down the overlords.
2,
really good.
3, 4, 5. He's trying to drop Banelings across all this. Centrifugal Hooks is not there, though. And those Banelings can't really get into good positions to deal with that. A lot of damage has been done thus far to FireCake, but he's trying to drop everything across all of this. He needs to bring down those Colossi super fast here if he's able to actually cut for a victory here. But at the same time, the Colossi move on back. Good positioning by them. And the Stalkers, all the while, just did not die.
Yeah, they all survived. I think this... if Bischu wants now, he can counterattack and kill him. Like, he still has these 5 zealots now, just sitting at his potential 4th base. He should send them into his natural base and then push out and win the game.
There you go, GG.
But, yeah, GG.
He didn't have any upgrades behind it. No upgrades, no form of higher tech.
Yeah, if he was 2-2, he would have won the game.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Bischu did an okay job at defending, but still, like, only his Stalkers were splitted. All his Colossus were clumped up. He could have targeted down the Colossus if he wanted to, if FireCake microed this better. And also, like, all the sentries, they died immediately. The Lings were getting perfect hits off the Immortal, and the Immortal were targeting the Lings, which is what the Zerg wants to.
Yeah.
But Bischu had better upgrades, and I think that's what made the biggest difference in this game.
Tough stuff. Tough stuff there for FireCake. It looked cool, but didn't really accomplish too much, unfortunately, for him. And Neoplanet S was his choice of map for the very kickoff of this best of 3. So now he has to play on Bischu's choice of map, which was...
Star Station.
Star Station.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think we're going to see an Immortal Odin. I'm calling it already.
All right.
The game is not even loading.
Okay.
I'm calling it.
All right, then. I will take your word for it. I haven't seen Bischu play for a while, to be honest with you, so I'm sure that your insight into Bischu is far greater than mine.
Before the DreamHack, he was actually using his main account to ladder in practice, which is normally not a good thing.
No.
But now he's playing on a barcode, I think, so it's a bit harder to figure out who he is. And I mean, he might have changed his playstyle, but he Immortal Island me on this map at DreamHack. And Bischu is like, I think he's I can compare him with Adele Scott, because both of them are playing not the normal way of playing.
Yeah,
like they're a bit unorthodox, and they have their own styles. But I think the biggest problem is that they only have a few builds that they're shuffling in between.
Right.
Like Adele Scott might have like 2-3 builds, and I think it's the same with Bischu.
Okay. Well, we'll see if that is able to win out here. Will we see the Immortal all-in? Or will we not? We'll see. We shall see. Star Station, as you said, is our map. We are just now waiting for these guys to get good to go. The countdown has begun here for game number 2. Bischu is on the verge of playing against Mana once again. And considering that it was already 2-1 in that series, I think Bischu probably has the better chance of defeating Mana. Although Mana's PvZ was never really his strongest point.
No, I agree. But I'm very disappointed that FireCake is not playing better today.
Yeah.
I think that he's... Oh, tied. Something happened.
I've never seen that screen.
Yeah, me neither. Okay, so we're gonna load the game again. But as I was saying, FireCake, like I think he's equally in skill as of Mana, Thorsen, and Bischu. Like he has a chance to beat them, but he's not playing very well at the moment. And it might be nerves, it might be inexperience, it might be that he's not prepared at all for these matches, and he's just like trying to play it as a ladder game, which is not a good thing to do.
Yeah.
But it seemed very easy for Bischu last game.
Yeah, it did. And now with that, does FireCake go into this game reading it as you have read it and assuming that maybe some aggression is going to come, or does he go into it thinking that maybe it's going to be a bit of a longer game? Star Station is a map that getting a third base for any race, if your opponent wants to be aggressive, is going to be nigh on impossible. It's really hard to actually secure.
Yeah, and there's many spots on the map. I think the biggest problem when you're immortalizing is right when you go out of your own base. But if you get to the other opponent's third base safely, there's so many nice spots to kind of like hide or protect your army with force fields and so on, which makes it almost impossible for Zerg. Also, setting up a flank on this map takes forever because you have to run huge distances with your units if you want to flank it.
All right, well, we'll be going for the second time here now on Star Station.
Hopefully this time it works.
Yes, seemingly it has. So awesome. Let's jump into game number 2, guys, as we do have Mr. Bischu and FireCake facing off against one another to determine who will gain themselves the opportunity of playing against Mana. As we have, spawning up to the top right-hand corner, currently 1 game down, he goes by the name of FireCake from France. And spawning down to the bottom left from Sweden, he goes by the name of Bischu. Currently 1 game up.
Yeah, and let's see. Okay, so he placed the pylon in his main base, so I might be wrong. It can still be an immortal in, but now I kind of doubt it. He might have something special planned, which wouldn't surprise me.
In DreamHack, was it cross positions enforced on Star Station?
No, it was only close position that they had cut away. So you could get the close positions by, what's it called?
Vertically?
Yeah, vertically, yeah.
Ah, okay. So yeah, here is cross positions enforced. So I guess it's a little bit harder to traverse the entire map with that kind of build.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay, so there's a gateway for Bischu and a gas first from FireCake. Now, this is an idea and also a strategy that works against Bischu. Because of his lack of scouting, or his scouting is very delayed always, you can Baneling bust him. 1 base or 2 base.
Right.
As long as you deny the probe, there's nothing that he can do. Because he usually makes a Zealot, I think, and a very late sentry. He likes to get the Mothership Core out faster with a Zealot. Yeah. And none of them can stop the Baneling bust. Also, he won't have enough energy on the Mothership Core to use a cannon. I've done this a few times against Bischu on ladder. It always works. He never learns. And well, it all depends. Okay, so FireCake is actually pulling the gas out of the geyser, and he's getting a first gas. Yeah.
All right then. Well, technically, Bischu's wall is not constructed or anything like that, so Zerglings can technically get in. But how much can this realistically do here, Tiger?
I don't think it's going to do anything at all. The first 4 zealots might deny some scouting, but I think he's just going to take a second base and then start droning. Unless he starts saving them. Okay, so he's actually making more links. Maybe he really wants to try this out. But Bischu, well, Bischu's not scouting either. Okay, now he might scout something. So he's going to place down his Nexus. Now this is a bit interesting, because FireCake is gonna make more links. But I think a pure speedling army is not good enough. You need banelings.
Tricky. He's actually just saw that at the watchtower moving out, and he moved away from the watchtower to another location to try and hide his lings.
Oh.
So he's actually spreading his lings out to make it look like there's just, well,
yeah,
normal
this looks
2
normal.
lings.
Yeah.
All right, he's got 6 more lings in production here. This is going to hit pretty hard, I should think.
Yeah, it might deny the second base, but it shouldn't do any damage to his main base. There's a sentry out.
Yeah.
And also the mothership core will have enough energy soon.
Yeah, he
also saw it now. So
he saw like 6 lings there, as well as speed. So now he has to assume that something a little bit crazier is going on. The mothership core can position itself across this position for ages and get a lot of free Zergling kills if it's not careful. And, well, he'll get the denial on the base, but...
now the question is, how big are Bischu's balls? Will he wait for the Nexus to finish and use the cannon? Because it kind of looks like he's doing that.
Oh, it does. There's no way. No.
Oh, okay, so he cancelled.
Yeah, very, very important there.
Yeah.
That wall finished up along with that sentry. Should be able to hold him quite tightly, but a lot was invested into those lings.
Yeah,
now
he even continued making lings.
Yeah.
So his economy, he has 14 drones. He's making a few more now, but he has 2 queens though, so he's gonna get it up to a big drone number very fast.
Going down.
DT and 3 more gates. Interesting.
Very interesting. And now with that is, well, he has to try and scout this out somehow.
Yeah, he's sending his mothership core, but he doesn't have a proxy pylon somewhere. I mean, if he had a pylon out on the map, this would be a very easy game for Bischu. Now the trouble is that he actually has to move his units past the FireCake's units, and FireCake will also spot this.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if this works out. He's got double Zealot as well as double Sentry. One of the Sentries did spend its energy in terms of getting this Hallucinated Phoenix, so he will have less force fields than he initially did. That could come back to bite him if FireCake's very persistent about his aggression, but he still has enough here to block. And he has a lot of Chrono Boost saved up here.
Yeah, but there's only two sentries, and only one of them has enough energy.
We'll have to buy a little bit more time here. That Akshrein's just about to finish up, but he doesn't have any pylons on the map, so just warping the DTs. But these Zerglings are doing a really good job of denying bases.
Yeah, but FireCake didn't see the DTs.
Yeah.
So he's not taking to lair, but he has a Spore Crawler already.
1 Spore.
Why does he have a Spore out?
Why? I don't think he saw anything. He has to assume, well, what are you doing with your gas?
Yeah, he also... Wait, how is this even possible? He's making the perfect read.
Yeah, it's very, very good here. Whoa, those Zealots almost got trapped out by those Zerglings. A lot of Zerglings have died, but a lot of Nexuses have been cancelled as well. Oh, the 2 DTs.
They're not going to do anything.
Yeah. Wow.
I have no idea how he made this read.
That being said, they just killed a lot of Zerglings.
Yeah, but I mean, Bischu's going to get some map control, and FireCake is going to have to wait until he has clear so that he can kill them. But it won't be too big of an issue.
Is he just following this up with a lot? Oh, okay, he's getting a macro hatch as well as the layer. So no, he's just gonna, he throws down the Roach Warren just in case, and then is gonna go for a little bit more of a macro focus, I guess.
Yeah. And I don't know why he moved back with the rest of his links. There's no real use for them. Like he should get out some roaches just to kill the DTs if they try to go. But I think the links, like he really needs to have his links outside Bischu's base, just so that he can't do what he's doing now. Like now he's moving out with a small army. Also, he has the mothership core, so he's just gonna TP back.
And he has 4 Dark Templars in with this. Okay, so he's going to morph those into Archons
Okay.
to try and go for the assault.
Okay, so he might actually commit to this. Interesting.
One Zergling did get blocked off from actually doing any scouting at the front there, so...
And he's chronoing his weapons upgrade. Bischu, that is.
Don't think that's going to be out in time.
No, shouldn't. Okay, so this is like a cool idea, but it shouldn't work. And he even he miscontrolled this Archon.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that was so far out there.
He saved it though.
How did he save that? That was crazy.
Yeah.
All right, that's just like the Nexus that we saw before. But anyway, he does save that, and now it can regen its health very, very easily here. He's trying to get his 3rd, but 2 Dark Templars are going to block that off. So that is annoying for himself as well.
Yeah. I think Bischu did what he wanted to do. He wanted to force FireCake into making a lot of units.
Yeah.
And now he's just going to go back. Because Bischu knows that they're on similar economies. Even though FireCake had his 2nd base running a bit longer than Bischu's, they're still kind of even. And then now he's researching Blink, making some Stalkers. So also Robo Bay. So I don't think that Bischu is going to take a 3rd base. He's probably going to try to macro up a gigantic 2-base army and then go for it. Or he's going to hope for FireCake to attack. Because again, FireCake is making a lot of roaches, which is not that useful against a Protoss that's on 2-base.
I would laugh if after all of this, Targa, he then went for that immortal attack. After all of the Dark Templars. But he is throwing a pylon down here.
Yeah, so he might try to take a 3rd base.
Yeah.
Again, FireCake is just sitting at his 3rd base with a big army. This army should be right in Bischu's face.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why it's doing this. Yeah, it should be doing something.
And with that now, Bischu is moving out, and he's going to see all of those roaches with this hallucinated Phoenix, and seeing the 3rd base finished up as well. So there isn't really much tech other than that. Did he see the Hydralisk Den? Yes, he did.
Yeah.
So, he knows exactly what he's facing against now. He's getting Immortals. But there's the 3rd base, damn it.
And he's getting a Robotics base, so he's going to get some Colossus. And he should be safe against this. Unless FireCake takes up really fast now to Hive to get the Vipers, a Roach Hydra army shouldn't be able to do a lot against what Bischu currently has.
I'm curious, is he just going to go very, very soon? He's getting muscular arguments before range, so that feels a bit more aggressive in my mind.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to try to do something. I mean, he hasn't... Okay, now he took this gases on his 3rd base. But he's also making drones again, so maybe it's not. Maybe he can't decide what he wants to do.
Yeah. This is quite interesting here from FireCake. Bischu's now once again seen all of this move out in the middle of the map, not only with the Mothership Core, but also the hallucinated Phoenix. And now he's moving into a position where he's going to actually assault. But that army of Protoss is pretty big there. The Roaches and Zerglings alone can't take that.
Yeah. But there's only 4 sentries, so if FireCake moves in and dukes the force fields, and then tries to go back in again, it might do some damage.
Ooh, is he really
he's going to take the Forge.
He's going to take that. That's quite nice.
But this is not a place where FireCake should fight.
No, you're right. I mean, the Time Warp goes down along with some force fields as well. He's just
really
trying to cordon things off. And he does deny a lot of damage from actually being done initially there. Stalkers need to keep themselves alive during all of this as well, and he will push on some of these Roaches and Hydralisks back. Army supplies right now looking 100 army supplies to 60. The first Colossus does come along with this army, but FireCake, he got his Forge at least.
Yeah, but he killed a few units, like a lot of Zealots. And he also wasted Bischu's Sentry Energy.
Oh, and he's going to try and push up once again here and wants to get that Colossus, but he doesn't get it in the end. But still, how much Gateway aggression can actually be held off from here in terms of these Roaches and Hydralisks actually killing off that Gateway force? It's very even though now. He blinks on forwards in a show of confidence.
That was not a good blink, I think.
No.
But he didn't lose too much. Now the second Colossus will come, and he's constantly warping in more units. It's going to be hard for FireCake to do some damage, I think. As long as Bischu controls this good.
He just needs to keep these 2 Colossus alive, and he is indeed babysitting those very, very carefully with this control here. One of them might end up going down to those Roaches. It does. Very, very good move there from FireCake. And now closing in on this entire army. Chases down the second Colossus. The Stalkers getting completely ravaged along with that as well. And now the 3rd base ransacked in total. FireCake doubling his opponent's supply right now. Looking very, very strong.
Yeah, I think Bischu, even though this FireCake is almost doubling his supply, he's doubling his supply now, I still don't think that Bischu's out of it yet. I mean, he's not making any sentries, which is the biggest issue. Now, though, it's getting a bit harder for him. I mean, FireCake is just pushing in now.
Yeah, he knows that he has the advantage at least here, and that one Colossus at the back doing what it can, but it's not going to be enough in the end. Even if he were able to defend against this army, he's lost a lot of probes in the process. Unit counts.
GG.
There you go, GG guys. FireCake ties up the series impressively there against Mr. Bischu. And now we have our final map. I'm curious as to what it actually is.
I don't remember.
No, it's been a while. Second, and then... Okay,
Akelon? Yeah.
Akelon.
Good map for Protoss.
Good map for Protoss. Tough stuff for Zerg.
Yeah.
We shall see if Mr. FireCake can continue to prevail here. Star Station, I wasn't really expecting that from him. I wasn't expecting that many lings early on.
No, I think that Bischu kind of screwed this game up.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure if he should have defended his third base. I think the best thing would be to sack it, go back, wait until he has 2 or 3 Colossus, get more sentries, and then push out. Because again, a Roach Hydra army without Vipers is useless against Colossus and sentries. Yeah. You won't be able to do any damage at all. I mean, Bischu could have just attack moved across the base. I still think that if he had done it correctly, he could have held the third base and obviously won the game. But FireCake did a pretty good job, taking down the Colossus fast. Did a good job by microing his units.
It was impressive stuff. Mr. FireCake now sitting at that 1-to-1 position. Countdown's begun for game number 3, though, as we find out whether Mr. Bischu or FireCake are going to end up moving on to play Mana to get that final Premier spot. But unfortunately, from one of these players in this next game, they will fall out of Challenger and then have to re-qualify next season. Tough stuff. Are you going to play in the qualifiers, Tiger?
Of course.
Fantastic. All right, so let's jump into the next game here between Mr. Bischu and FireCake. I believe that you were really close in qualifying for some of the...
I was very close many times.
Yeah, exactly. I kept casting them. I was like, oh. Anyway, let's jump into this game. As we have spawning up to the top left-hand corner as our blue Zerg. He goes by the name of FireCake. And spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner as our yellow Protoss, we have Mr. Bischu.
Yeah, and I think that, yeah, okay, so Bischu's gonna go for Gateway Expand again. It's probably what he's comfortable with. I still would have liked to see an Immortal then from him on Star Station.
Yeah.
But we can't go back in time, sadly.
Nope.
Change it.
Despite having time warp on those mothership cores,
yeah.
It's not possible. All right, what do we have going on? Is FireCake going to go crazy again? Or is he going to just play out a standard macro game? I think that, you know, it being Akelon Wastes, going into a macro game is kind of a little bit scarier against Bischu here than it would be on Star Station. Yeah,
but there's 2 things that you can do against a player like Bischu when he plays like this. Like FireCake should know that Bischu always scouts very late, so you can either go for a 3-hatch before pool and even get the gas before pool,
wow.
like Jaedong did against Naniwa, which is a really good build against Gateway. I mean, you race up to like 60 drones immediately. It's easy to hold all-ins and so on. Or you can do some kind of cheese. I think that he can do something similar to what he did last game. Obviously, it's too late now since he didn't take a gas and he wants to take a faster hatchery. But a cheese, especially on this map, it's a really good build. I mean, there are many Roach builds that you can do, as well as just bailing busting him or doing some kind of speedling aggression. And that's what I would have done, at least on this position.
And, well, I mean, Bischu is already semi-wary of his opponent going for something aggressive again by already having a pylon at his ramp, at least. And with that now, that hatchery is going to be on the way for FireCake. No gas has been taken just yet by him, so won't be surprised if he ends up scouting out, seeing what his opponent's doing and reacting pretty standardly from that point on.
Yeah, FireCake was also scouting for proxy gates earlier, so he might not be too comfortable against Bischu. I don't think I've seen Bischu ever proxy gate a Zerg. I mean, it's possible to do, but it's a lot more risky than it is to do it in PvP. Bischu right now playing the same thing as he always does. Greedy base, greedy expand, then a mothership core. And I think FireCake might deny the scouting. No, he's not. He's not paying attention.
Yeah, only that one link trailing it means that that probe will get a pretty good scout off. Let's see if there's any queens in place to actually do any denial. Yeah, well, it will deny for a little bit, but it will see the natural, so...
Yeah, so... But Bischu, he should be afraid of a cheese now. He didn't see any drones at the base. Now, this is not like a normal... like, this is a timing or a time where Zerg wouldn't have any drones at this base. But I think that considering the second game, Bischu should be afraid of some cheeses.
Wow.
But he's not. He made a greedy Twilight again.
Yeah, that's... well, I mean, we may end up seeing him go for that 3-gate Blink Stalker aggression once again. And if he opts to do that, it could work out for him quite nicely. It certainly did all right in game number 1. But, I mean, if you're greeted by something like this, Targa, if you're greeted by a 3-gate Blink aggression, how do you play against that as a Zerg?
You just make a lot of links.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's it.
Fair play. Well, a little bit like that, but now that Blink is indeed on the way. But if you make a load of lings and they push out into the middle of the map and they just recall home, doesn't that mean you've spent a huge amount of lava?
Yeah, but you're also going to get the map control, and then you can drone safely behind that. You will probably be on 3 bases as well with 3 queens, so you'll have, and you should have enough larva.
Yeah. All right then. Well, with that now, Link pokes on forwards, sees the 2 gateways, but hasn't really seen much else. Hasn't seen the fact that there is that Twilight Council down in the main. It's pretty hard to get that Overlord in there to fully scout out.
And FireCake has started some link production. I don't think this will be enough. Like if he's gonna scout with these 10 links, and then he's most likely gonna continue droning. Yeah, also making a spore. So I guess this is what FireCake does. He makes preemptive spores.
Just like those spores.
Yeah, it's.
Well,
I mean, it's okay. Like it's gonna stop some Stargate aggression and so on. But I mean, it's a drone. It could be used to something else.
That's true. And now that move out occurs here from Bischu, trying to find a little bit of a location to stage an assault. Right above the 3rd is a really, really nice place to actually stage an engagement. But at the same time, you need that pylon down. There it goes.
Yeah, the pylon is very late.
Yeah.
And this time, I don't think the stalkers are going to do too much, because there's a lot of roaches on the way. There's also speedlings up. There's some creep spread. And I think that Bischu is probably just going to TP back.
I like how you use TP, actually.
Oh, recall.
That's pretty awesome. But to me, it reminds me of Diablo more than Warcraft.
Okay.
But anyway, Bischu now poking on forwards here with his Blink Stalkers. Actually, those roaches should be able to provide ample firepower to really, really push this back and hinder it quite a lot. But still a lot of firepower here from Bischu, along with that time while making it a bit harder for FireCake to fully engage into this location.
He can't micro.
Yeah, it's really hard for him. Look how slow those roaches are. They don't have clear constitution. They can't actually walk through that relatively sturdy pace. So yeah, we'll have to blink back for now.
Yeah, and at the same time, Bischu has started 2 forges, and he's also starting a robo. So he's, I mean, he's just forcing FireCake to make more units.
Yeah.
And now I think now is the time to recall.
Ooh, yeah, definitely. There was so many Zerglings there trying to barrel down.
FireCake could have surrounded this and killed them.
Yeah.
It's just a minor mistake.
Clear Constitution now on the way here for these roaches. So the Zerglings and roaches can become a little bit more potent. He's trying to spread creep slowly here, is FireCake, which will really, really help him out in terms of that defense eventually. Once again, the surround does not occur, as you can't really surround that too easily. Bischu poking forwards and backwards would be probably quite good to poke forwards and then blink onto the high ground and then poke and do more damage. But
yeah, that might be something he should have done already. Now it's too late, I think.
Yeah, it's too much here.
Yeah, and there's also a creep spread, which is the biggest thing, or the biggest issue for Bischu. Even though he doesn't have roach speed up yet, his units still move pretty fast on creep.
Same time, though, speaking of creep spread, both of those bases are being completely gooped up, so he can't really do too much against that. He's actually just used... Oh, well, he has to recall out. There's no other way out of here. Blink was on cooldown. One Stalker does get killed, but that is that. And he didn't really lose much at all there. He didn't lose... He lost one drone, that's it.
Yeah, but the biggest thing is that he was forced to make a lot of units again. And his drones were delayed for quite a bit. But he does have the perfect scout at the moment. FireCake has an Overseer just floating around in Bischu's base. I think Bischu's gonna kill it now, finally. But he knows about everything. And it's gonna be hard, I think. Like, Bischu, he wants to take a third base. Okay, so scrap that. FireCake is actually gonna go for a Spire.
Ah, interesting. And
so there will be mutas.
I'm curious as to how quickly this is going to get spotted, because there is an observer in his opponent's main base. So that's going to just trundle on down to that natural and see it instantly. So
Okay, I might be wrong about this. I think it's actually Corruptors, because he took his gas just right now at this main base. So I think he's afraid of the Colossus.
Yeah, well, let's see if that's actually going to occur here. We have the Infestation Pit as well as that Baneling Nest going down here for FireCake. So he's really diversifying up his tech once again. And double Stargate has already started for Bischu, assuming that maybe there will be the Mutas. But as you said before, it's probably just going to be those Corruptors.
Yeah. But if Bischu if he just keeps continuing to send hallucinated Phoenixes, he's gonna spot that it's not mutas.
Yeah, he is. And also, I mean, his observer never spotted the Infestation Pit as well as Baneling Nest. So it's going to take him a little bit longer, as you said. He needs to use those Hallucinated Phoenix. He could use the Warp Prism eventually with the aggression that's moving around the right-hand side of the map. But still, Hive morphing in, Fleet Beacon going down so you can preemptively get Anion Pulse Crystals.
Yeah.
But that's going to come out at a bit of an odd time here because there's just no mutas yet.
I think FireCake is really happy about seeing these two Stargates and the Fleet Beacon. I wonder if he actually noticed the Warp Prism, because the Warp Prism was spotted by the Overlord. But the thing is always, like, we know that they saw each other, but did FireCake actually notice it?
Yeah, there's a very, very big distinction between those two. And now FireCake here, he has an alright army in the middle of the map. He's grabbing himself that 4th and 5th base as well. He did see the Infestors, though. Just got a glimpse of those Infestors. So that's a big pickup there for Bischu. And he cancels Anion Pulse Crystals, so...
Yeah, he knows what's up.
Yep.
So he might kill a few Overlords. I don't think he's going to do too much damage with these Phoenixes.
And there's actually a lot of Queens out right now. 10 Queens in total. I really, really like that. Now that he's getting that Ultralisk Cavern as well, really playing this out
23 drones.
23? Did he just make 23 drones?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's one way to populate a base. And Bischu, he doesn't see the 23 drones, but he has a little bit of a look around. Does he see the Ultralisk Cavern? Where is it, in fact?
It's,
no, he hasn't.
yeah, on the natural.
Yeah. So no, hasn't seen that yet. And Adrenal Gland starts up. Just an absolute massive amount of upgrades coming out here for FireCake. And with that, he could easily eventually start running his opponent over, with especially if he gets these Ultralisks out in time before they're even spotted.
But the biggest issue is that he has a lot of roaches, which takes up a lot of supply.
Yeah.
And against the army composition of Bischu, they're not really too useful. So he needs to find some way to trade them away, while Bischu is not doing any damage to him. And that's a really hard thing to do. He's
really getting a Tempest. Well, this is going to be interesting.
He might think that he's playing against Broodlords.
Maybe, yeah.
But
nice
as the Germans would say, mehr Kanonen bauen.
Dude, how much German have you learned since you've been here?
I've learned that at least from Hassops and Soccer.
Oh,
so
and it means what?
More, well, if I directly translate it, it's more cannon buying. Yeah, so make more cannons.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, and I think the correct thing to do for Bischu right now is just mass cannons and Tempest and take as many bases as possible.
Yeah.
He shouldn't attack into this. FireCake has a pretty decent creep spread, although he still has quite a lot of useless units. His upgrades are good, and if he had put up a perfect flank, then all of Bischu's army would just get killed instantly.
Well, he's trying to trade off some of those roaches, as you said before, just poking around, trying to do what he can. He got at least... Did he get a Stalker? I don't think he even got... Oh yeah, he did get at least one Stalker, so that's all right.
But he didn't see the Tempest.
Though the 2 Tempests. Oh, actually, no, he's producing 2 at a time now, so there's going to be a bit higher up in terms of actually the potential threat of them. But still, they're not that amazing. And now he does see the Tempest with that Changeling. So.
Oh, a carrier.
And a carrier. Bischu, what are you doing?
Now he needs a mothership.
Yes.
The real one.
The real mothership. That'd be useful. But these Ultralists are just going to plow on in along with these Roaches that are trying to navigate themselves around this location. He needs to transfuse, but one of the Ultralists does end up going down along with a second one and he not being transfused. He's going to kill off the Tempest here with those Queens. But in the end, the Ultralisks just die a painful death. And the Blink's going to kill off all of these expensive Queens.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is what FireCake wanted. I know, like, he wanted to trade away some of his army, but now he traded away almost everything. I mean, he did some weird stuff as well. Like, he used all his Infestor energy on Infested Terrans. I mean, the Colossus, they don't, like, the Infested Terrans, they don't even live anymore. The Colossus just straight up kills them.
Yeah.
And now, FireCake, again, he had to make a lot of links. It's not really what you want. I think the best thing to do right now would be to tech switch into Brute Lords. Bischu is actually trying to snipe down the Infestation Pit and FireCake's main, but it was cleaned up easily by the Ultras.
Doing alright with the Ultras.
And he also sent out a lot of Salads to take down the Rocks, which again is getting cleaned up by the Lynx.
Yep. Which would you rather have, Rocks or Infestation Pit? We'll see. But with that now...
You will get nothing.
Apparently nothing. Apparently. Mr. FireCake, he cleans up all that nicely. He's maxed out once again. His army is got 10 Ultralisks in it, so pretty good, but he doesn't have that +3 melee upgrade. He's going to try and go for the engagement here. That's a lot of Ultralisks. I don't know if
that was a very bad position by Bischu.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's move commanding all of his Blink Stalkers. What are you doing?
The conveyor belt of death into those blades there of those Ultralisks. There's so many left. I think FireCake just wins.
Yeah, he wins.
What? What just happened?
Bischu fucked up. There's nothing else.
PG-13, my friend. PG-13, quick.
Oh, okay.
Back.
Sorry.
Oh my god. Yeah, but you're right. He certainly didn't do the correct thing. Oh no, Bischu. Well, that took a turn for the unexpected.
Yeah. He's still trying to defend, though. I'm not sure if he can get out enough units. I mean, there's still a Carrier and a Tempest and a Void Ray. One of everything, but the Zealots, they're getting cleaned up, so are the Stalkers. And there's just more and more units being rallied to Bischu's base. 74 Lynx on the way right now.
Good God. Well, you know, those 74 Lynx really going to cause him a bit of a headache. The Lynx just trying to run up into the main here, trying to kill off what they can. There's a few probes actually still there. But they're going to have to abandon this 4th location as well. And the 5th, bye-bye. Oh, dear me.
So Bischu right now, he's on a half a base.
Yeah, and he's soon to be on very few bases, if they're none. This is a bit of an odd situation now. FireCake, 17 Corruptors because he realizes that there's a Carrier and a Tempest in the air.
Yeah.
Oh, Void Ray as well.
Well, Bischu somehow managed to clean up the army. I mean, it's mostly due to the fact that FireCake moved back. But right now, it's going to be very hard for him to hold up the next push.
I think Bischu's idea was, if I get one of every unit, there's no possible way he can beat this army.
Yeah. But, oh my god, that was... Oh. It's hard to explain how bad that was. I mean, he has observers. I don't know if the observers actually spotted the FireCake's army.
No, wait. Targa, admit it. You were happy when you saw those move commanding Stalkers just running straight.
No, I wasn't. I mean, it's always a bit sad to see mistakes like that.
Yeah,
at this level.
That was a tough thing to deal with.
Especially because the game would have been much better than this. Now we're just watching someone slowly dying.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what FireCake is waiting for.
I guess Broodlords.
Yeah, but there's no use. I mean, you can attack move into this. It's yeah. Okay, so now he's sending in the infestors, all the links.
The link's gonna run on forwards. I can take quite a lot of damage. Good storm kills off a lot of them. So does second storm actually. So does third storm. What's going on?
50 supply, 60 supply of Bischu. It just
And well, the Ultras dies off as well. The
I mean, that was about as cost efficient as Protoss has ever been.
Yeah.
Like he
ever.
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess FireCake is playing with him or something, or he's just really stupid.
Either one. Either one. He's got a lot more Zerglings on the way, as well as some more Corruptors. And could morph in a few Broodlords if he wanted to, with his Greatest Spy now finished
now
up.
he's doing it.
Ah, there we go.
7 Broodlords.
Where are they?
I think if Bischu spots this, he's just gonna type GG.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a hard
and even
decision.
the links are enough.
They should be. There's no army left for Bischu. His economy is crippled, and FireCake will take the victory here, but seemingly, since this Broodlord.
I mean, Bischu just worked in 5 Zealots. They don't really do a good job against Broodlords. They don't really do a good job against everything against anything at this point. They're just meat. And yeah, now we saw the Broodlords and he taps GG.
GG. FireCake takes what some consider, well, may consider to be a little bit of an upset there. As Bischu's the more known player at least.
Yeah.
And now FireCake will go on to play Mana in the final game here for tonight.
Winner goes to Premier League.
Yep.
Or Premier Division.
Premier Division, Premier League, either one.
And the loser stays in Challenger. So it's not that bad.
I was not expecting Bischu to go out this...
Me neither, but I mean, that's... you can't really make a bigger mistake than that.
Yeah.
And I guess he's going to be hitting himself for doing that. Well, FireCake, very lucky. That's about it.
Oh well, we shall see now if FireCake can continue his run here in Challenger League. He already guarantees himself a spot in Challenger League in Season 2, but can he make that extra step onto Premier as he'll play off against Mana for the final series of the night in just a little bit, so don't go anywhere.